we move on to react to to preview the Copa America semifinal between Argentina and Canada. We actually get a rematch of the opening game of this Copa America. Argentina and Canada faced off against each other in their opening game, where Argentina were able to get the 2-0 win over Canada. Argentina, in terms of the statistics of the game, they had 19 shots to 10 of Canada, 9 shots on target to 2 for Canada, 65% possession for Argentina compared to 35% for Canada. But Canada did have a few opportunities here and there to get at the lead. They couldn't take advantage. Julian Alvarez was able to get the breakthrough, and then Argentina were able to seal it near the end. And yeah, it was an interesting game. There was a lot of controversy regarding the field of that game, as that was the opening game, and it was played at I believe that game was played at the Atlanta Stadium, and yeah, there was major talks on that game regarding the pitch. It won't be like that in this game. This game will be played at MetLife, and we hope the field will be better there. It seems like as the tournament went on, a little bit less talk has been on the field. A lot of it has to do with the fact that the football is getting more and more important. So the field talk is going away per se, but it still probably is a problem. But that's something that at the end of the day, it's it's CONMEBOL and their issues. But as far as this game going on, I definitely think Argentina are the favorites. Argentina, you could argue, are lucky to be here in the fact that it took them that penalty shootout to get past Ecuador in a game that Ecuador created more opportunities. I believe Ecuador's expected goals was double the amount of Argentina. Argentina were hanging in there, and it really thought when Argentina suffered that equalizer at the end, I thought all the momentum shifted towards Ecuador, and I really thought Ecuador was going to win that penalty shootout just based on the way the momentum shifted at the and then Messi missing the penalty on top of that, made me even more sure of this happening. But at the end of the day, Argentina were able to pull through. Dibu Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, whatever you want to call him, he was able to pull through. He's a brilliant goalkeeper. He proved it yet again, and it's absolutely sensational what he was able to do. That he's able to do in penalty shootouts, in terms of getting into the players' heads, in terms of his trash talk, just in general, his presence, and he was able to get Argentina past. Now they take on Canada, a Canada team that took advantage of, red cards and their ability to play in transition. And, they've done well for themselves under Jesse Marsch to reach the semifinals. They really have. They've reached farther than Brazil, which there's context to it just based on the teams that they played, correct? But they have been able to get past Brazil, and that's absolutely sensational for them, for Jesse Marsch and the crew. But now they take on Argentina. They get that rematch. And I'd say past that Argentina game, that opening game, I think every team that they've played after that, they have had more individual quality compared to the other teams. When you look at Kyle Larin, Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, I think individually they've had more quality than the teams that they've played, than every team that they've played post that Argentina game. But now they go back to playing a team that has more quality than them again in Argentina. So they will be up against it, and it will be very, very difficult. I think they're gonna try to play a little bit more defensive, a little low block, and play purely on the counter with the pace of Alphonso Davis and Jonathan David, and try to play in behind this Argentinian back line. And they could cause that Argentina back line trouble. I think also Messi, he is nowhere near the level of him, whether it is old age, whether it is the red not the injury, that he suffered earlier, and you could tell his mobility is completely hampered. You saw the way he performed at in that Ecuador game. He lacked mobility. He couldn't get around. He looked very immobile. You could tell he's injury hampered, and that would be a big, big factor because Messi was instrumental in that opening game against Canada in getting that result, despite not taking advantage of a one-on-one he had at the end of the game. He created the pass, or he made the pass that broke the Canadian back line for the opening goal. Didn't get the assist, but that led to the first goal. And then the second goal, he directly assisted that with the ball played in behind to Lautaro Martinez. And it's shown that even though Messi's not at his best, he's still very, very pivotal in terms of creation, the chances created amongst this Argentinian team. And he's very, very important because without Messi, this is a team that does not create much going forward. They can really be one-dimensional in terms of what they can do going forward without Messi. We saw that against Ecuador. We saw that when they played with a Messi that was not at the levels, a injured Messi, that Argentinian attack couldn't generate anything, and they ended up suffering. And Ecuador would happen to be the main protagonist in that game, and they were able to get the equalizer. I think if Messi is not at his best, I think Argentina could be in trouble. Maybe not necessarily in this game because it is against Canada, but definitely in the final. I think. But yeah, I do like to see if Jesse Marsh does make some adjustments in the way he approaches the scheme compared to the way he approached it the first time. He talked about how they didn't do well enough with Messi last match. He also called it a privilege for Canada to play Argentina again and Messi. And, he did confirm that there will be a defensive plan for Canada to limit how much control Messi will have on Tuesday. He came out saying Jesse Marsh did. We didn't do well enough with Messi last match. He was able to run free at our goalkeeper too much. This is what Marsh said. He also said, we won't man Mark, but we will certainly place an emphasis on how to defend him, how to keep a track of him. How to keep track of him will be really important, and the things that make it difficult for him, like limiting his space, is our number one thing. We don't want him to be free at our back line like last game, but we all know he's the greatest player to ever play the game. The respect we have for him, and certainly the stadium, will reflect that tomorrow. But it's always a privilege to play against a player like him. Argentina's going to have Messi in their starting 11. That's for sure. There was questions on whether or not he should start or not. Lionel Scaloni saying he will start. He confirmed it. Marsh also continued to say, our players will be up for it. The challenge is big. We'll see if we can do better than what we did in the first match. While Scaloni was talking, he said, we don't know if facing them the second time is an advantage or disadvantage. It was like with Ecuador, the game was completely different from our friendly, Every coach take notes and correct mistakes. Every coach and team will do something. We will be behind the ball and try for them not to execute their plan. They have players that are important physically and technically good. They have a coach that transmitted an aggressive style of play. They pressure you, make you play the outside. They're a good team that has complicated things for several teams. And we hope tomorrow things go our way. With our hopes, we hope to make things go our way tomorrow. But yeah, I think Argentina are. Oh, sorry, there was another quote actually that Lino Scaloni said. The goal when one plays this tournament is to reach the final and play all possible games. First, we accomplished in reaching the semifinal, and we hope to accomplish tomorrow the final. I think Argentina are have a knack of getting these sort of games, of getting it over the line. I just think that's what Argentina does. So I think Argentina are going to pull it off. I think it's going to be another 1-0, maybe 2-0 type of game. And Argentina will see themselves in the final. That is my prediction for you all.